first series. It was a 1-2 though. It was a series that Griffin certainly had to work for, and since then it's been all good news. A 2-1 against SKT.
During last cast with Afrika was that Naeon has a bit of a poor reputation due to his history in esports with his win-loss record and whatnot, but he has been consistently 700, 800 LP on Korea for quite some time, playing a very diverse amount of champions, and so he's definitely no slouch, and I think a lot of people were sleeping on him as a player, so he's been doing quite well. We'll have to see how he fares against Nucal here today, though.
Yeah, Nucal has really been stepping up his play as well. I mean, both of these players are sort of the Azirs in the LCK that make the champion look good. I know Azir is a bit of a meme globally at the moment. Not a lot of other regions have been able to make him work. However, if Naeon's piloting it, you're just seeing big plays left, right, and center. And it wasn't just that final Emperor's Divide. It was Emperor's Divides throughout the game that managed to put Kingzone ahead against SKT. It was bait and switches. It was really, really fun play for these guys. Fans in the audience here, having a look around, there aren't too many empty seats here in Lowell Park, and it is still quite early on a Sunday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Sorry, Saturday.
It's
I'm
all
just
right.
used to being here on a Sunday.
You were so excited to be here.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
I just wanted it to be
I
Sunday.
know.
Yeah, where's Damwon versus Junior?
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're extremely excited to be on this desk for this auspicious match. Will it be the Afrika Freaks able to take this one against Kingzone, or can Kingzone continue their dominance here in the LCK?
Don't let me see
start
a bad draft.
Oh, no. I think as far as like the two teams that have had basically only good drafts, it's these two. Kingzone, though, they had that one standout. That Kha'Zix draft did not look super good against SKT. It felt like they got outdone on the red side.
Kha'Zix is really interesting. But also, let's see how they're going to... Whoa, this is interesting. Sylas and Xayah now are the two opening bans. And now Sivir, Afrika really trying to pinch Deft.
And also the most popular picks at the moment have been the Xayah, Sivir, and Ezreal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And Deft is probably the best Ezreal player in Korea.
Yep, and
right
probably one of the best all-time Sivir players.
Jax.
And that is an odd ban.
These bans are definitely targeted at each other's teams rather than against the current standing of the meta. Lee Sin, this means Yuumi, Aatrox, Ryze. So many champions.
Sejuani is the hugest one here, though. Rascal can now pick away the Aatrox, but what they're playing the Lux Yuumi Dosido right now. And if Afrika don't pick Lux in the next round, that means that Kingzone can do it freely. They can pick up the Yuumi if they want to. And I wonder whether they lock in an AD carry to get that bottom lane sorted out for Deft and Tucson right now, or do they just pick away the Lux immediately? Because Tucson has been prioritizing that champion. The Aatrox, no surprise, because just takes the Karthus. And that is a pick that can work into the Sejuani.
Yeah, Karthus is able to take over the game. I've been very adamant that he's the best jungler for
50 damage off his ult.
50 damage off. You can feel it sometimes. You really can early on. So we'll have to see what ends up happening here and how much more physical damage they include into their comp. Now, with the Aurelia locked in, I'm assuming that it's going to try to locate and find the Aatrox.
Sona is available. And Afrika needs 3 bans to get rid of anything that's going to pair with it. And Kingzone can put together a Sona Tahm-Kench, Sona Galio, or Sona Taric lane if they so choose. They're not going to decide to. It will be the Nico locked in.
This is really interesting because Nico...
And this is Kingzone picking their own champions.
Yeah.
Right
Aurelia blasts Aatrox and Nico. So now Afrika has their pick of the litter. They get to actually decide what they want to try to do. There's so many options still available. With Ryze still being on the table, I would be really surprised if Kingzone doesn't pinch the Ryze, because Ryze also handles Aatrox and Nico. So, feels like Kingzone's picking themselves a little bit poorly right now. They're showing their hand face up.
Feels like they're picking blind, though, right? It's
Yeah.
not like they're responding to Afrika's comp. They're
No,
just
they're not.
picking
Yeah,
the
they're picking what they
champions that
want
they
to
want.
play,
And
right.
in fact, individually, by the
Yes.
looks of things here, with the Aatrox definitely going top, Kuz definitely taking that Karthus to the jungle, and Neon almost definitely taking the Nico. Talia is going to be the ban here against UCAL, of course, historically one of his best picks ever. And when he made his debut, he was basically known as a Talia one-trick, but that is not pinching the Ryze. Final ban here is probably just going to be another support, right? Ezreal going to go down.
You want to take away another physical damage champion. Karthus wants to have as little magic damage on his team as possible so that the opponents are incentivized to get magic resist. So those Dark Harvest stacks, everything can keep doing a lot of damage. As I say that, Kingzone decides to lock in another AP champion, and not only an AP champion, another one with a massive amount of CC, which is going to incentivize Mercury Treads, which is going to hurt Karthus' damage.
But this could be interesting, because this could be doing a lot of different things now. The Morgana gets locked in. Tucson is a notable Pyke player. He could pick that one in that Morgana Pyke lane that we saw debuted by Effort and Bang on SKT last year. So this is still a flexible pick, waiting for last pick to decide on whether Tucson's going to be playing that or all sorts of other things. UCAL thinking about a Zed now for the mid lane. Of course they know. Hands pretty face up here for Kingzone.
Ryze. No, not Jace. That's not... Alright.
All right, Jace going to be locked in. Still flex picks Aurelia and the Jace.
Next week.
But they don't really need flex picks right now. I think
Looks
it's an odd end to a really clean beginning to the draft from Afrika.
Yeah. They had everything lined up for them, and it was going very, very well. And to see the Jace is a little bit surprising, but I suppose if he goes into the poke kind of Jace, and he goes,
there we go. This is what we wanted.
There we go.
The
So
Morg Pyke in the bottom lane.
So I'm assuming, maybe it's Nico Pyke. That would be really surprising, but Morgana Pyke does definitely make more sense. I'm curious if this is going to be AD or AP Nico. If it's AP Nico, I feel like this is definitely a little bit of a draft blunder, because now Aurelia, Sejuani, Jace, everyone's going to be able to get Mercury Treads. They're going to have so much more magic resist against the Karthus, and because the excessive amount of magic damage, it's so easy now for Aurelia to itemize Wit's End. Jace can even get Maw of Malmortius. He can even go Edge of Night if he wants a lethality item. And I feel like Kingzone drafted around their Karthus pretty poorly. They're definitely choosing a lot of champions that they want to play. And we'll have to see if the comfort ends up working out for them. But I do have to say, Afrika, they started out Phase 1 really strong. I feel like they ended Phase 2 pretty poorly.
Yeah, I think that the Jace really stands out as being what could be a mistake. UCAL wanting to take it into the mid lane in order to deal with the Nico that he's up against. That is going to be his reasoning there. But Aurelia versus Aatrox, this is where you look at Keen and you think it barely matters who he's up against, because Keen's just pretty much going to win any matchup. And he's into the Aatrox. It's a good one for the Aurelia.
It's definitely going to be a nightmare situation for Kingzone and trying to manage that. So the one thing that they do have going for it is Kuz is on red side, so Karthus does love his golems and his wraiths, so he does prefer to be top-centric, and Morgana and Pyke should be fine on their own. So it does mean that maybe he can aid something for Rascal in top lane. But if this team composition falls behind, there's no coming back.
Yeah.
Karthus will do 0 damage, level 6 to 11.
And also, this is another Frostmancy bottom lane that's pretty easy to pull off for Kingzone as well. So they will have some extra money down there. Probably not going to be Kleptomancy taken by the Morgana, but see what happens as we get into game number 1. Already, the draft's so interesting between both of these teams. Skybox looking good as well.
Yeah. Really, really like that. Karthus is in mid, by the way.
He is?
Now Morgana.
I see
Mystique.
what you're doing there. Yeah. Oh,
what if
that's
they make a
need.
Mystique Nico skit? See, we're starting the day off right.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking about X-Men. Did you see the new X-Men?
No, I didn't. I heard that it's absolute trash.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. And
quite the I would use to describe it, but
what would you use? Saregi?
That,
by the way, guys,
Sleggy.
is trash in...
Sleggy.
Yeah, that's trash in Korean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, of course, so I don't have an actual opinion.
It's okay.
But I just heard that was the word on the street.
You know what?
I just didn't really bother. I actually went and watched the new Korean movie instead. Have we already had a conversation about that?
Parasite?
Yeah.
Yeah, Key Sanctuary?
Yeah, phenomenal. Absolutely
okay.
amazing. So good.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the opening route. So, Cuz is actually going to open with a counter jungle of Sejuani's blue side, and because Karthus is so fast, he should be able to actually get over to his right-hand side jungle, and this is a little bit of a coin flip Sejuani's going for. He's going to path through mid. He's able to get to... Yeah, he's able to get to his blue buff before Sej can actually complete it, helping Def shove in so that... Or, Naehyun.
Yeah.
I just got Nico'd.
Yeah, you got Nico'd real
I got
hard.
Nico'd.
We'll have to keep a tally, guys, in Twitch chat. Just let us know how many Nicos we do today. There probably will be a few.
All right.
And you can't blame us. She's Nico.
And now
Dread's going to come in and find Cuz.
Dread wants to flip a coin. I love this when pro players do this. Oh, this is we're gonna decide the game here in 3 minutes.
All right, well, Naehyun's gonna shoot his way forward. Okay, that's a good flip back onto Sen, and already the ignite down onto Tucson as that's an empowered shock blast. Tons of damage as Tucson is going to be okay. The deep water dive keeping him out of vision range. Senin doesn't fall, and I don't even know where the blue buff went, as that binding was so good from Deft, and first blood goes to Tucson. A disaster for the Afrika Freaks.
Yeah.
Blue buff wasn't even taken.
Blue buff wasn't even taken, so Cuz is now going to reset his blue buff, and he's going to go around the world all the way up to top lane golems. This Karthus is so far ahead right now. Look at the CS differential between Karthus and Sejuani. She's so much slower at clearing. Now, one of the upsides is that it looks like Cuz actually wants to do Wolves into Wraiths, Red Golems, and then potentially Top Crab and offset the pressure in top lane. So maybe Dread can get right side Scuttle Crab. But this is a really big coin flip, and it's really sad to see when pro teams are willing to do this, because you just potentially risk the entire game trying to do this. And this is why Karthus is so powerful. With his clear speed, he's able to get through mid lane, help with the mid lane shove so that Naehyun has the priority, able to come over and help out with this, whereas UCal can potentially lose out more. And because Deft and Tushen are getting shoved in anyway, they're able to also be there as well. Karthus is just light years ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, can we call that jungle route the Daft Punk?
The what?
The Daft Punk, around the world.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah?
Karthus does it a lot.
All right.
When he starts queuing on the move. Yeah, okay, so there's a 33 CS lead in the jungle right now.
That's pretty huge. You don't need to be a mathematician to understand that that's going to be a huge problem here for the Afrika Freaks. And that's only going to continue to get worse. As far as snowballing a farm lead is concerned, Karthus pretty damn good at that. And so we'll see what Afrika's response is going to be. As you can see, top side of the map, things going fantastically well for team. No surprises there, but bottom lane, the thing I want to draw your attention to, guys, is that Aiming had Flash available that whole time. He saw that binding. That was his death. He knew that was coming, chose not to flash. We'll see whether they can actually get something from this lane, because I assume that they were just fearing the fact that a follow-up gank would be so easy bottom side that Aiming knew that he needed to keep that to have any sort of pressure in the laning phase.
One of the things I don't like is that Cuz isn't just allowing one small jungle minion to survive. And so because of this right now, Dread's actually getting a rubber banded wolf camp. It's level 4 as he takes it, so he gets bonus experience. And in addition, Cuz, yes, he just stole away a rubber banded raptor camp, which wouldn't have really mattered all that much for Dread because it would have been level 4 as well. But he didn't leave a small raptor. So he's not doing as much as he can to add insult to injury. He is getting this mountain break here at 5.5 minutes. Unless he loses
Wall
this
of
fight.
Pain, Dread is going to